Here we go. We are ready for race 2. Straight to the action. We don't mess around here as we are
Lorenzo
away.
got a bad start. Seagull,
Yeah.
Tal Seagull on the outside lane, got a great start up front.
Indeed, yeah, you got a fantastic start, Tal Siegel. He's into the lead into turn 1. He's in that Toyota car, straight to the lead. Look at this, who's that? It is Michael Klein having a look down the inside. Doesn't make the move stick, though. Paul Joseph in third in the mighty fourth car. As we go down the back straight now, I'll tell you what, that is straight into the action. That's what we are. We don't mess around. Straight into the action between two races. Tal Siegel leads in the Red Shift racing car. It's the Roadhouse racing car. Michael Klein from Paul Joseph to side by side. Oh, the swing left-hander. Oh no, there's one round. Oh, it's chaos into the left-hander. Absolutely huge crash. Oh my word, that is a massive crash.
Down, my goodness.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. That's Pozzie's car is upside down.
Oh
my goodness. And that, of course, is the risk of this full inverted field. You have so many fast cars trying desperately to get their way through the field. Dos Santos is spun around. Dos Santos is off. Is he going to keep it off of Blanco? Let's see. Oh, no, not quite. There's still more contact behind them. Pozzie got it going. He was upside down earlier, and he's still going on. That would never happen in the real world stuff. But it's happened here, and Tal Siegel is going to lead the first lap of this race. A very, very cool car, by the way. Very much inspired by some of the old Castrol Toyota cars in the WRC and the Japanese Grand Touring Car Championship. And he's up in front, and he's got a very comfortable margin of over a second on Paul Joseph. Michael Klein gets a little bit out of shape with some contact, but he keeps on at third position. Bondera is fourth, DeWilt fifth, Mark Breland is sixth, Kapper Kowalczyk is seventh, Frank Patterson is eighth, Christopher Bretos is ninth, and Bjorn Golda rounds out the top 10 for the moment. Indeed, so let's see how the front runners will be able to charge their way up through the field. We know that Hardwick's already up into 18th. Nascimento 19th. We got goodness. This is all crazy stuff here. Niraj and Kumar off the track.
Yeah.
Problems.
I was going to say, that's my notice. Yeah, he went round, I think, down further back the field. Also noticed, by the way, that Lewis McGlade, I think, was involved in that early shenaniganry. He's down 24th, and I think he may have got involved a little bit in that early turn 1 crash. That turn 2 crash. As Andrew Loring just moved up to 20th now, and David Young tag teaming there. The A2M racing driver. Then next up is the Razor Racing Team man, who's also trying to come through the field. Nito Nascimento is in 18th. It's Harvick, though, is probably the best of the bunch. The Tobias Olsen, by the way, in 16th. He's doing pretty good there, but it is still Tal Siegel. He's second.
Bell's off. He looks like Bell is diving into the pits.
Ooh.
That's strange. This race is not usually long enough for a pit stop unless something is wrong or he's ended up in the wrong routes.
I don't know. He's gone to pits, yes. So must be damage. He must have suspension damage. Because I was going to say maybe it's a drive-through or maybe a jump start or something, but he is pitted in the pit box. He's going to drop way down the field. He's going to drop all the way down to the back of the field, literally last in 29th. Real shame for Mike Bell. Looking pretty strong in that first race, but a bit of contact. I'm looking back at the battle for second spot. Michael Klein and Paul Joseph there. A little bit of contact in the left-hander, but they've gotten through. Joseph in second, but he's under the pump from Michael Klein. Look at this. This is Bonda there's down the inside, looking at Michael Klein. A bit of contact again, and he's gone off track. He's gone off the track there. He manages to rejoin in seventh spot.
Cohen's flying everywhere. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, it's so close. But I'll tell you what, I'll just go back to that. Internet Cemento nearly went round. A bit of contact with, I believe, Andrew Warren. He's managed to hold on, but it was very close indeed. As I tell you, it's just, the gloves come off in this second race. They just come off. Everyone's just like, right, that's it. No messing around. We are just going to fight to the death. It is insane stuff. Amazing for us, but so close.
It's crazy for the American viewers there. Just imagine a night at the short ovals, the short tracks, all around the United States, and how close and how frantic the racing action is. And this is kind of like a road course take on that. They're not holding back anything in this race here. They're going 3 wide in these corners, and the track's going to narrow up so much. And then, oh goodness, one car gets out of shape. I believe that's Franklin Seguin, who got a little bit out of shape, and he's going to lose a couple of positions here.
Oh, indeed, yeah. Look at how close they are. They're like bees, all swarming around each other as they go down the back straight. They're all behind Ben Haxon in the 10th spot. He seems to be the talking about. I think it's actually Golda there in the Royal R team car. I think he's the cork in the bottle. So he's one of the guys, he's one of the slower guys trying to hold on. Who's that? That's Nito Cemento, is it? Is that Nito? That was Nito. Nito's off. He's off.
Oh my goodness, that's
the grass.
Huge.
Yeah.
Goodness, the winner of race 1 has run into problems here again. My goodness, that's a very unfortunate break. He still kept it going, but he's dropped all the way down to 25th place. And Stegging, I believe Stegging is out.
He's out,
Franklin Stegging is the first retirement of this race. So not a good points day for the Dutchman.
I'm trying to think. It was one of the, I think it was possibly contact with one of the THRs, by the looks of it, is what caused Nito to go around. So a bit of a controversy there. It might be who's that? Who is that? Someone just disappeared. I think he might have lagged out, and there's one of the THRs. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the replay, Trevor. Sorry. I noticed it was contact, I think, between like one of the THRs and Nito. I mean, of course, I thought there'd be a discussion post-race about that if it was contact, but very, very interesting indeed. Goldberg down the inside of Golder down the back straight. He's still holding on to 11th spot, or 12th spot now, but he is dropping back slowly, because, as I said, he's one of the slower guys who's trying to hold on. He was involved in that shenanigan in turn 1. He was right in the thick of it in that massive turn 1 crash.
Michael Klein has run off. He was in third, and there's more contact. There's more contact. They're really getting into it. Goodness.
They are. There's Goldberg. Goldberg had a little moment. He went into Horst Hardwick, and he nearly spun around. He's managed to keep going. Oscar Hardwick in 14th, by the way, in all this. He's managed to come up the field a bit in all this chaos. He's still in 14th. He's out the inside of Golder for 13th. He gets the move done pretty easily. I think Golder then knew he was coming and wasn't going to fight it too hard. But I tell you what, they are fighting really, really hard at the moment. As we look around now, who's still leading? This is still Tal Segal, by the way, leading. Even though he is right very back in race 1, and he is still leading from Paul Joseph. And it's De Wilt is in 3rd, and Mark Breslin, is in 4th. I'm just keeping an eye on things here. It's still looking very, very close indeed to the back end of the top 10. That seems to be where the battle is. Look at that, they're nearly 3 wide down the straight here of that battle for 13th. Golder is not giving in.
This is absolutely too close for comfort. Look at this. Wow, Junt with a bold pass to the inside. They're going to make contact, and Golder spun around, and it's going to trigger a pileup behind him. Not quite, though. Golda keeps it going. I believe everybody kept it going, but Golda's going to lose out a lot of positions. Watkins loses a lot of positions out of that exchange. So Bjorn Golda, really the only representative of the Realish Racing Group here in this field, and he's goodness gracious.
There you go. He's gone wide at turn 1. He's gone off the track. He's just dropping back like a stone now. He's 25th, 26th, dropping way down the field. Just to tell you what a disaster for him. It was going so well, but I tell you what, he was getting absolutely pummeled as they went through turn 1. I was just watching that in the replay. He literally got hit by pretty much everyone in turn 1. They all just kept bumping him, and then round he went as a consequence of the contacts. It was just too much, which is, judging from how much he kept getting hit, I wasn't really surprised. But the battle for the lead is spicing up. Look at this. Paul Joseph has caught up to Tal Segal, now fighting him for the lead. Look at that. It's a gap. All the top 7 are within 2 seconds of each other. That's how close it is. Very, very close indeed. We're down towards turn 1. Actually, Paul Joseph having to defend from De Wilt there for the battle for second spot. He's going to try to go around the outside in turn 1. It'll be brave moving there down there, and it looks like he won't. He's actually going to come to the pump now from Mark Breslin. Is De Wilt there? He's looking down the inside on the straight, but De Wilt will have the slipstream, so I suspect he should keep that position for the time being. It is still Tal Segal leading as well now, 8 minutes into this 30-minute race. Tell you what, it feels like it's been only about 4 minutes, I'll be honest. It doesn't feel like it's been 8 minutes at all, as this action has just been so ridiculously tight.
It's been really frantic, and up towards the back of this lead pack of cars, look at 5th and 6th here. That's Kaskar Kolotovic. He's driving a Mitsubishi that's patterned like the old Jordan 191, which, if you're familiar with Formula One, that is the car that gave Michael Schumacher and Alex Zanardi their very first Formula One drives back in '91. He's racing wheel-to-wheel with Craig Pattison, that Williams Martini racing car, the one made famous by Felipe Massa, Valtteri Bottas. So that's really some fun stuff. And, of course, that's all headed up by the Castrol-ish Toyota of Tal Segal, who went out like a cannon in the early laps of this race, but he's starting to see some faster cars approach him, so he's now having to defend really hard, really heavily. Paul Joseph seems to have the pace to challenge. All these cars really bunched up behind that Redshift Racing Toyota that now leads this race as it has for all of this race. Meanwhile, behind them in 8th place, there's Oscar Hardwick, so we have one of the front runners from race 1 already up into the top 10. He's taking David Junt with him. He's in 9th. Tobias Olsen is 11th. Lewis McGlade up there in 13th, but he's got his mirrors full of the racing car of Alexander Kolotovic. Tara Dahlberg up in 15th. Peyton Nascimento recovering as well as he can. He's got Andrew Waring with him. They're in 22nd and 23rd respectively, though. So they're going to need to consolidate a much better finish by the time this race is over. They still got 20 minutes left. Whoa, goodness.
Yeah, that's one of the cars around, I think. That's Andrew DeSantos around into the left-hander. It's also an off. I saw this green car, and I was like, well, who's that? And he's Andrew DeSantos. Drops to 23rd now in the ABS Motorsports car. Just spun it into the left-hander. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but he has dropped back. And it is still, though, Talsegal leading from Paul Joseph. He's keeping him honest. I've got to be honest. I thought he'd drop back a lot quicker than this, but he just keeps going along. It's quite impressive, I've got to say. Seems like his pace is not actually that bad once he gets going. Look at this. Ooh, Mark Breslin having to defend there from Casper there in the Screeching Tires Motorsport car. He's down. He's on the long side now. He's go down the straight. He's going to try to go around the outside. Surely not. Mid-turn one. He's going to try anyway. I mean, never say die, I guess, is the saying here. Craig Patterson wants to almost go 3 wide. Good luck with that. Look at this, he's going to try on the outside. I think Breslin might have it. He has the inside line. He's gone very wide, actually, Casper. He's going to be vulnerable to Craig Patterson now as they go down the back straight. Went a bit too wide. He may have actually ran deep, but I think he should keep it. Although actually Patterson has the slipstream as he looks down the inside, down the back straight, still side by side. I think actually Patterson's may have him as he looks down the inside of the left-hander. And he may... Oh, Breslin's gone wide. Breslin's off.
Whoa, goodness.
Wow,
that is a big one. Mark Breslin trying to get back on track. He's going to lose a couple of positions, just rejoin it safely. Oh, yeah, goodness.
Trying to rejoin where he was, yeah, and he looks like he's... Yeah, he has still dropped back to 7th spot. So he has dropped back. He's actually right in front of Oscar Harbutt now. The Harbutt just goes in down the inside casually, and Yunt does too. So Breslin now drops down to the right spot. Real shame as he was looking good in that battle for the lead, but just a mistake through that left-hander. He's gone wide, and off he goes. That's good for Oscar Harbutt now. He's already in 7th spot already in 11 minutes, and he started right at the very back. So good stuff from Harbutt there. He's managed to avoid the carnage and get himself up near that lead pack. So good stuff from him is 2nd place, actually. Remco having a look down the inside of Paul Joseph. He's got them done. Very nice move there.
Remco de Wilds is finding the pace, indeed. So we have Toyota, Ford, Mitsubishi, Chevrolet, the top 4, all 4 manufacturers represented, as Seagull still leads, but de Wilds finding some pace here to try and maybe challenge Talsegal for the lead, but they've got to be careful up in this lead pack of cars because the front runners have come to play. David John and Oscar Hardwicker 7th and 8th, and they are pushing. They're trying everything they can. They've still got plenty of time left to perhaps consolidate another top 5 finish, a podium, or perhaps even a victory if somebody has an error up at front.
Indeed, yeah, it's there for the taking for them. They do have the pace, of course, to challenge, but do remember how close the pace is between all these drivers. As we saw in qualifying, everyone's very, very closely matched, so it isn't actually as easy as you would think to catch up to guys who theoretically are at the back, when really they're only sort of at worst a second off your pace, at worst, and in race train that can be a little bit different. So you've got to keep that in mind, as look at this, de Wildt is all over the back of Talsegal. Looks like now he's released from the back of Paul Joseph. He's really keen to have a look. Oh, wow,
big move to the inside. In the last corner, de Wild's the one going to make the move. He's going to nudge ahead to lead this lap. Seagull has not got away, though, but that was a bold move by Remco de Wildt of the Netherlands in that 99 car to take the lead of the race. And Paul Joseph is trying to line up Talsegal for 2nd place. So we have a new leader after 10 laps. A new leader is Remco de Wildt in the number 99 Ford. Craig Patterson still in 4th. Lorenzo Bonner 5th, but he's got his mirrors full of Kasper Kawujicek in that Jordan 191 tribute versus Mitsubishi. It's Mitsubishi versus Mitsubishi for the top 5 spot of the podium, and there's contact up ahead of them. Tire smoke and contact, and it is all kicking off here in Rio de Janeiro.
Indeed, yeah, no, I was just looking back in the midfield, back at Talberg there. There was a bit of contact between him and a few of the others in that battle further back. But yeah, that was a very brave move, I've got to say, from Remco there. Really just went for it down the inside. I think he was kind of like, I think Seagal saw him coming and gave him room. So good awareness from Seagal to see the move coming, because if he didn't, that could have been a really big crash. But look at this, Paul Joseph having a look at Craig Patterson. Actually, Craig Patterson, sorry, he's gotten around Paul Joseph for 3rd spot. Good move from him. He now moves into 3rd spot in the Williams GP engineering car. And so good move from him. Casper there in 5th is holding on ahead of Bonda. That's Yunt now is in 7th on the back of this pack. He's taken Oscar Harbutt with him. So these two now on the back of this pack. They're only a few seconds off the lead, so this could well be a chance for them to at least challenge for a podium. You'd think their pace, of course, is to be better than the guys around them, but how much so, we'll see. And of course, we've seen how hard these guys can defend. And when they defend hard, they really will fight to the death for the positions. But it is still Remco de Wilde. He's already, by the way, a second clear of Segal. So he is going down the road. Now he's clear of his pack. And it's Tal Segal still in second spot from Craig Patterson's. Paul Joseph is in fourth in the Mighty Ford car. And it's Casper's there in fifth for the Screeching Tires Motorsport. Bonda, Yunt, Hardwick, Olsen, and Breslin rounds out top 10. Still holding on 10 spots, so credit to him after that earlier little instant at the left-hander, having that little moment. He is still there in 10th spot, holding on to the top 10. And I'm just looking back through, trying to find out. Leaves Andrew Waring and Adrian Nascimento are 15th, by the way, and they're still together, still fighting. So apparently these two are pretty much unable to be separated. These two, as they battle their way, trying to get through the field. They are quite a ways back, and this, by the way, just thinking, this is really going to help Oscar Harvick's championship, because he is, of course, at the top end of the field. And after his race 1 result, now this, if he can really keep this difference in position between himself and the THRs and Nito, then he's going to gain big points on them in the championship.
Lewis McGlade has now moved into 11, so here's another one of the championship front runners. In fact, he was second going into this round of the championship, and Oscar Hardwick was leading. So if Oscar Hardwick can continue to gain more positions, he's just got 7th away from Lorenzo Bonder, and he's staying with David Junt for 6th place. So if Oscar Hardwick continues to just drive this sort of race, he's going to leave Rio de Janeiro and head into Suzuka with the big lock up there from David Junt as he's going wide, really racing wheel to wheel with Kalujic.
Indeed, yeah, very close there. He really wants a position. Kalujic holds on in the end. He manages to take the line and just say, no, thank you, I'll take that position, sir. But Yunt is looking very keen indeed. And look at this, Segal now is starting to be the cork in the bottle again now. They're all bunching up. Is that Bonder off? Oh, Bonder off down further back. But he's gotten through on a Harvick. I don't quite know how, because I'm fairly sure he's off the track. So very close racing here. But it is Segal still in second spot. But look at this, they are all around him. Just absolutely hounding the back of that Toyota.
Junt's on the inside of Joseph. Junt moves into the top 4.
Yeah.
Junt's right on the back of Craig Patterson, who's trying to line up a pass at Tal Siegel, but if he's not careful, he's going to open up the door for David Junt, who is now in a third. He's now in a third and chasing down Tal Siegel. Remco de Wilde has gotten away by the 2 to 3.5 seconds as everybody behind him is starting to fight frantically. I think the pace is really starting to fall off the Toyota Tal Siegel. There's a bit of a bump. Junt makes a bit of a bump there, but Siegel keeps it under control. Junt stays in third. Patterson still with him in fourth. Oscar Hardwick still in 6th. He's got to be very careful about how he makes these moves, because remember, points are on the line. Ooh, he's going to make the move into the top 5. He's past Joseph. He's going to get past Joseph by the time they set up for the next corner.
Indeed, yeah, very good move there from Harvick, and you're right, I was just going to say that actually, you know, he's got to be careful here, because if he loses points, that's going to affect his championship. So he's got to be very careful here that he makes the right moves at the right times and doesn't lose out with an accident or anything like that. As Yunt down the inside of Segal into the left-hander, good move from Yunt there, just got a good exit out of the previous corner. He's through. This is open goal for Patterson. Patterson's gone, I'll take this too, thank you very much. I'm going to have a crack as well, why not? There's the side-by-side in the second last corner, he's got it done as well, and now Hardwick's on the back of Segal. He just can't get a break, Segal. Just keep coming at him and coming at him and coming at him. And Hardwick's right behind. He's going to look in the last corner. No, just be patient. As Bonder behind us, a little bit of a look at Joseph. Doesn't make the move stick though. But there you go. So now it is David Yunt in second spot. And he'll be trying to hunt down Remco de Wilde, who is 5 seconds clear of these guys. He's just absolutely bolted down there as Hardwick. Having a look down the inside now of Segal into the first corner, he should get it done. I think Segal knows that Hardwick is a quicker bit of contact into his Hardwick goes a bit deep into turn 1. He's made the move stick now into 4th spot. Next one
Segal is losing positions at a rapid pace. He's really losing time here. He's just got passed by Oscar Hardwick. No shame there. Segal, who led this race, has now slipped back into 5th. He's slipped back into the clutches of some of the faster drivers in this field. Lorenzo Bonder and Paul Joseph going wheel to wheel for 6th place. And it looks like Lorenzo Bonder is going to come out on top of this battle. Not if Paul Joseph has anything to say about it, though. He's going to take 6th place back right from them. Just looking at some of the other front runners in this field, Lewis McGlade is up into 11th. Andrew Waring 13th, and trying to make a move on Michael Klein for 12th. Klein was a last-minute addition to the field. Whoa, what's going on here?
Oh, there might be a timing thing maybe. I'm trying to see who it is. I can't see who that is, but yeah, I know what you mean. Someone did just drop down quite a lot there. I'm not sure who that is. I haven't seen the instance, so hopefully I think it might be just a timing thing, maybe, but actually, just going back to the front battle, it's the battle for 6th is where it's at right now. It's Bonder trying to get by Paul Joseph. Oh, boy, nearly contact there. But Paul Joseph holds on for a moment. Tobias Olsen who's also put up the front pack now. He's having a look around the outside of Honda into turn 1. He looks like he's going to make it stick in the Lancer. Good move, he makes this stick, and it looks like he will. He gets it done. Well done there, Olsen. Very nice move through turn 1. Very nice stuff from him indeed. But it is still DeWilt leading, and by the way, he's leading by 5.2 seconds. He's actually maintaining the gap to Yunt, which is very interesting indeed, because Yunt is in clean air, so that is very, very interesting. Actually maintain the gap and looking good right now to possibly be in a prime position to take this race. We're now 20 minutes out of 30 done. We're 2/3 of the way through this race, ladies and gentlemen. It has been absolutely a fascinating race so far. It's Oscar Hardwick, big pressure on Craig Parsons for that fight for third.
Right, Oscar Hardwick looking to get back-to-back podiums here in Jacarepagua, but he's got to get past the Williams Martini racing car of Craig Patterson to do it. The 42 car, the 77 car, racing wheel to wheel, racing for the last spot on the podium. They're gonna go side by side, wheel to wheel, side by side, or whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be great racing, and Oscar Hardwick is through. He's through into third place. Now the task is on him and David Judd to try and capture Remco de Vilt's pace. The gap in the left, it's still 5.2 seconds. It's still about that region, so Remco de Vilt's pace is obviously for real. He's maintaining this margin. He's had nobody around him for much of the last several laps of this race, and he's able to keep this margin ahead of some higher rated drivers, I guess. But Remco de Vilt's still holding on to this lead, and quite a considerable margin at that. Behind them, you're seeing, look at the form between Olsen, Joseph, Bonder. I mean, these are all Mitsubishis, and that's really a good endorsement. Breland getting into the mix as well. The best battle on the track right now for sixth, currently held by Tobias Olsen. They're right up ahead of Tal Siegel, who's moved back into fifth. Olsen still got his mirrors full of Paul Joseph, and it's really hard to tell those white, blue, and black Mitsubishis apart from a distance. But they're really, really going at it. Goodness, this is great stuff we're seeing here. Lewis McGlade has now worked his way into the top 10 of this field. Kolajic dropped down to 11th. Waring and Nascimento working in a tandem and working well. They're up into 12th and 13th. So after some earlier trouble in the race, Nato Nascimento and Andrew Waring fought back very admirably to perhaps put themselves in strong position for a top 10 finish. We have just under 8 minutes left to go in this second race from the Jacarepagua circuit. This is round 2 of the Race Department Touring Car Championship, season number 9, and it is currently being controlled by the number 99 Ford Focus of Remco de Wilt. David Judd is in second. Oscar Hardwick is in third, ahead of Craig Patterson and Tal Siegel, who's now fighting a challenge from Tobias Olsen, who looks to the inside in turn 2. Olsen with the inside line. Siegel looking for grip, any sort of grip that he can to stay on the inside, setting up for the next corner, which he does. Oh. He's going to run wide, and Olsen's going to slip through, and Joseph's looking to pounce for 6th.
Indeed, yeah, look at how close that is. Joseph's looking to really take advantage of that. It was a bit of a moment from Scully. He's gone wide. Look at that behind, actually. It's almost 3 wide in the next corner. Oh, is actually Lewis McGlade and Mark Breslin going side by side. McGlade gets in the end. He's now up to 9th or 8th, by the way, so good stuff from him. It's a good little recovery drive from him after the early shenanigan he got involved with there in turn 2. He's now in 8th spot, but it is still Segal in 6th spot, but he has been passed by Olsen now, who'll be released from this pack. As Segal goes wide into the last corner, I think. Looked like a little bit wide perhaps, but he has hold on. As look at this now, look at this Paul Joseph under the big pressure from Lewis McGlade. I think McGlade might have him soon. So McGlade, of course, one of the front runners, has the pace to get past. He looks to the inside, but Joseph's defending the line, but no, he just sits in behind. He'll wait for probably into the sweeping left hand to have a go as they continue to go along. Just keeping an eye on this also, by the way, Waring and Nito Nascimento are nearly on with this battle too. They're just on the back of the Screeching Tyres Motorsport car of Casper there in the 11th spot, so they're nearly on it as well. Now, I was just looking back through earlier on, and I know who was it? It was Ben Hackerson, 19th, so not as good of a race from him here.
Contact for 7th. Joseph runs wide. McGlade takes the position.
Yeah.
Joseph's going to lose a couple spots here. So more positions being gained for Andrew Waring and Nathan Nascimento, but Paul Joseph loses out. He was running 7th. He slipped down to 13th place out of that exchange. A bit of contact between McGlade and Joseph as they were contesting turn 2. And it's so tough to keep it clean through that corner when you're racing side by side at full speed for position. McGlade trying to use this to an advantage, though. He's on the back bumper of Tal Siegel. Tobias Olsen has now inserted himself solidly into the top 5. Meanwhile,
Indeed.
it doesn't look like David Junt has the pace to catch Remco de Wilt. In fact, he's actually falling into the clutches of Oscar Hardwick. So Hardwick may be able to take second from Junt. So it could be a third, could be a 2 podium finishes in a row for Oscar Hardwick. And a very good points day for Oscar Hardwick in that pink and black number 42 car.
Indeed, yes. I was looking back at this battle again. Further down the field, looks like Segal under big pressure now from Mark Breslin. It's been an interesting little bit of race for him, and also Casper now under big pressure from Andrew Waring and Newton Nascimento as they're trying to tag team their way back through the field. But he's still DeWilt leading, and as I say, Yunt under big pressure. But I know David Yunt, I know he will fight to the death, especially with 5 minutes to go.
Goes slideways just a bit. I think it's going to be enough to let Andrew Waring through. So look at that. Of course, if you were a Map Panorama watching the race later on, you would never see a GM and a Ford work together. But here they're doing it with Waring and Nascimento, and Kowalczyk losing a bit more ground, so he's gotten a bit out of shape, but he keeps it on the track. Still down into 12th place, though, so he's lost that position. He's lost that top 10 berth. Up on the inside, Lorenzo Bonder trying to challenge Mark Breland for 8th. Lewis McQuaid is now 6th. Pattison 4th. Hardwick to Junt still holding on a second ahead of Oscar Hardwick. And through the field, look at Breslin going on the outside of Talseco for 7th place. We have just 5 minutes to go, and there is still so much racing left to be done.
Indeed, yeah, we've still got, look at this battle here for 7th spot. Mark Breslin looking desperately. 3
wow,
moments.
Waring,
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, that was a very brave move on the inside from Andrew Waring.
Notice Nino Nascimento is back 3. He's managed to capitalise on this and get through Waring. He's going to have a look at Breslin now as well. Look at this. There's 3 wires that go down the straight. Nino Nascimento on the inside. Is it going to end well? I have a hunch it won't. But oh no, Segal's round. Segal's round. He's gone off big time down the left hand. He's going to drop forward back a lot. I'm still back to this close. Now it's Waring in 7th. I don't know how he's managed it, but Waring to in 7th. Oh, more contact. As Breslin gets a little bit of a bump there from the guys around him, but he is now Waring in 7th. And it's 8th spot for Nino Nascimento. Bonder in 9th. Breslin now in 10th. But yeah, Segal unfortunately spinning there into the left-hander. He's now dropped down to 24th spot. Real shame for him after looking like being possibly a top 10 from him. But yeah, real shame for Segal, but he's still going at least, so he can get some points. So that's at least something of a salvation for that. Just looking back, by the way, Yunt's still holding on.
Wow.
So Yunt holding on, but look at that gap from Remco de Wilt. It is 6.2 seconds. He is just commanding this race at this point.
My goodness, indeed. Yeah, it's Remco de Wilt now pulled it up over 6 seconds. Look, and you see some of the front runners here. Junt 2nd, Hardwick 3rd, Tobias Olsen 5th. Lewis McQuaid out of all this is 6th. Andrew Waring made a huge move at the inside of turn 1. It didn't quite work out cleanly, but he has made up ground through the field. Just about a minute to go. Remco de Wilt maybe on his penultimate or even his final lap here. We'll see how this all plays out. I believe we're going to get one more lap to go for these front runners, and it's looking like a very comfortable win for Remco de Wilt, but it is anything but comfortable in the fight for the 2nd position. It's Oscar Hardwick, and it's looking like, I believe, yeah, it's Hardwick and Junt who are running nose to nose, and oh my goodness, I really hope that there's not the latency issues affecting it at this stage of the race.
Yeah,
because we're starting to see a bit of it, and we do apologize for this, but we're going to try and stay with you through the finish. It's looking like Remco de Wilt is going to take the victory. We just have this lap to complete. Really hoping these drivers can all complete this in one piece, because I know this is a bit inconvenient.
Yeah, no, I think it looks like there was a little bit of latency. It might as well be the timing. I've been noticing a few drivers have been dropping timing throughout the race, and that may just be because of latency. But either way, it looks like hopefully they can get to the end. Fingers crossed they can. It's a little bit lag.
We're waving the checkered flag this time by. Checkered flag this time by for Remco de Wilt, who is in a very comfortable margin. It's almost up to over 6.5 seconds. All he's got to do is hold on, and he'll have won this 2nd race here. Just a couple more corners to go for Remco de Wilt as Junt and Hardwick still continue their fight for 2nd place. Hardwick's running out of corners to get this move done.
Hopefully, sorry, just thinking, Remco just dropping down the timing as well. So everyone's having a little timing issues. Hopefully it'll all resolve itself by the end. Apologies again. But Remco de Wilt's going to win here at race 2 at Jacarepagua. Great race from him. Really well done. Just sort of coming out of nowhere, really, wasn't he? He was back in the field in race 1, but he's just managed to show really good pace in race 2. Just smart tactics, I guess, smart racing from him to know when to make moves. and make them stick. Well done from him. David Young, good second spot in the THR. Good race from him from the back. Oscar Harwick third. As we said, really great drive from him from right at the very back of the field. Good podium, and that's going to be really points for him. That's going to really extend that championship lead of his, I would suspect he'd have. Tobias Olsen, fourth in the Ice Cold Racing car. Good stuff from him. Patterson holds on to fifth in the Williams GP engineering car. Well done to him as well. Wilson Gates, sixth. Good recovery. Obviously from starting at the back to be sixth spot. There's Nito Nascimento ends up being seventh from Andrew Waring in eighth. Lorenzo Bonda gets ninth there in the Raptor Engineering Phoenix car. Good drive from him to hold on to that ninth spot. Breslin rounds out your top 10.